Have you heard the latest buzz surrounding the Toronto Maple Leafs? A young star is stepping into the spotlight, but it's not just about what happens on the ice. As we gear up for the rest of the season, this player has just landed a significant endorsement deal that could change the game for him and the team. What does this mean for the Leafs' future? Stick around as we dive into the exciting developments that could shape the franchise. Matthew Knies, the rising star of the Toronto Maple Leafs, has recently made headlines. Not for a blockbuster trade or a renegotiated contract, but for a significant off-ice partnership. Yes, you heard that right. Knies has officially signed, on as a brand ambassador for Adidas Canada. This move speaks volumes about his growing influence, not just on the ice, but off it as well. It's a testament to his performance this season, which has truly been remarkable. Now, speaking of performance, let's break down what Knies has been doing this season. He's shown an impressive evolution in his game, and I think we can all agree that he's becoming a key player for the Leafs. Just think back to that electrifying moment when he scored against the Pittsburgh Penguins, beating goalie Joel Blomqvist with only 0.1 seconds left in the second period. That goal is certainly one for the highlight reels and solidifies his status as a clutch player. And it's not just about the goals. Knies has set new personal records with 24 goals and 44 points this season. He's also upped his average ice time by more than 5 minutes, showing that the coaching staff has complete trust in him to deliver in critical moments. However, with his success comes the inevitable speculation. The Leafs have made it clear that they aren't looking to trade him. General manager Brad Treliving is right to recognize Knies' value, especially with his potential as a restricted free agent at the end of this season. But here's where it gets interesting. On the latest episode of Real Kuiper and Bourne, Nick Kyprios raised an eyebrow at the possibility of the Leafs throwing a big contract Knies' way. He cautioned that big deals with young players often lead to complications down the line, and honestly, I'm torn on this. Should the Leafs invest heavily in a young talent that could be a cornerstone of this franchise, or is it wiser to play the waiting game and see how his career unfolds? As fans, we're all dreaming of that elusive championship, and every decision made in the front office impacts those dreams. Signing Knies to a lucrative deal could either pay off big time or leave us in a tough spot if he doesn't continue to develop as anticipated. It's a gamble, and I know we've seen the consequences of risky contracts in the past. And let's not forget the pressure that comes with being a young player in such a storied franchise. The weight of expectations can be heavy. Knies has already expressed some nerves leading up to the trade deadline, but he's managed to channel that energy into his performance. It's refreshing to see a player who seems to thrive under pressure rather than shrink away from it. This speaks to his character and potential as a future leader on the team. But what do you think? Is this the right path for the Leafs to take? Should they prioritize locking down Knies with a substantial contract? I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you believe he's worth the investment, or should the team tread carefully? It's a complex situation, and the opinions are bound to vary among us passionate fans. As we look ahead, the decisions made in the coming weeks will set the tone for the rest of the season and beyond. The Leafs have a chance to solidify their roster and build a team that can finally bring home the cup. Every choice counts, and every player matters. So, let's keep the conversation going in the comments. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. As we gear up for what could be a pivotal spring for the Toronto Maple Leafs, I can't help but feel a mix of excitement and nervousness about the direction this team is headed. With the playoffs right around the corner, the stakes have never been higher. Nick Kyprios, a well-respected NHL insider, has weighed in on who he believes should be the starting goaltender for the Leafs as they embark on their Stanley Cup playoff journey, and his choice is none other than Joseph Woll. Now, this is no small decision. The pressure is mounting for the Maple Leafs to make a deep run this postseason. After years of disappointment, it feels like the time for change is upon us. If they stumble again, significant changes could be looming on the horizon. The organization is at a crossroads, and the choice of goaltender could be one of the most critical factors in determining their fate. Currently, the Leafs are working with a goaltending tandem of Joseph Woll and Anthony Stolarz. Stolarz, who joined the team from the reigning Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, brings experience and depth to the roster. However, it seems Kypreos is confident that Woll is the guy to lead the way. His reasoning? Well, it boils down to performance and momentum. Woll has been impressive lately, most notably in a recent game where he helped secure a significant victory over the Colorado Avalanche, making 38 saves. He's in a groove, and, as he himself noted, it's easier to maintain that rhythm when you're consistently playing. I think we can all agree that having a hot goalie can make all the difference in the playoffs. The mental aspect of the game cannot be overstated, and Woll seems to have that mindset locked in. He's already proven himself in high-pressure situations, stepping in for Ilya Samsonov during last year's playoffs and winning the first two games he started before getting injured. It's evident he has the capability to perform under pressure, and I believe Kypreos is spot on by suggesting that he should be the one to carry the load this time around. Now let's take a quick look at the numbers. Woll boasts a record of 24-12-0 this season, with a save percentage of .908 and a goals against average of 2.70, not to mention a shutout. Those are solid stats for any goaltender, especially one who's still early in his career. On the other hand, Stolarz has a respectable record of 13-8-3, with a slightly better save percentage of .918 and a goals against average of 2.39. While he's shown promise, he also faced challenges earlier this year with a knee surgery that kept him out for a significant stretch. So, the question on every fan's mind, is Joseph Woll the right choice for the playoffs? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, I see the potential and the success he's had recently, but on the other hand, the stakes are higher than ever, and the playoffs are a different beast. Can he handle the pressure? Can he deliver when it matters most? The answers to those questions could define the franchise for years to come. I want to hear from you, though. What do you think? Is Woll the right choice? Or do you believe Stolarz deserves a shot at the starting role? The debate is on, and I want to hear your opinions down below. As a passionate Leafs fan, I can't stress enough how critical these decisions are for our beloved team. Every choice made by the coaching staff and management will ripple through the playoffs and beyond. We all want to see the Leafs finally break through the playoff ceiling and chase that elusive cup, and it starts with these kinds of decisions. So, don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow Leafs fans, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. And please, activate that notification bell so you can stay in the loop on everything happening with the Toronto Maple Leafs as we head into what promises to be an exhilarating playoff season. Let's go, Leafs!